If you follow me, you'll know that my method of helping you overcome social anxiety is through getting to your roots, finding your why, and uncovering your personality structure so that we can create solutions that are unique to you. And part of uncovering your why involves looking to your childhood and the relationship you have with your parents. Now, usually when I do this type of work, we usually uncover how deeply affected we are by our parents' parenting style and their behavior towards us. And confronting that pain can be very uncomfortable because it goes against our natural inclinations to love our parents and believe that they want what's best for us and that they can't do anything wrong. But part of growing and owning your anxiety involves acknowledging the unacceptable behaviors of our parents, understanding just how deeply it affects us, and readjusting the relationship we have with our parents so that it's more conducive for our mental health. A lot of you have found the series I made on different types of parents and how they affect your mental health very helpful when it comes to your personal journey. However, apart from the internal friction that you experience from doing this type of work, you might occasionally come across insensitive or untactful remarks from those around you. People might make you feel like you're blaming your parents or being oversensitive or simply being disrespectful. These remarks can honestly make your journey a lot more painful than it needs to be because it simply invalidates your personal experience and emotions. So today I'm going to share with you some common insensitive remarks that people make about childhood wounds and how you can receive them in a way that does not disrupt your personal journey. But before I jump right in, let me introduce myself for those who are new here. My name is Asha, and I work with introverted professionals and I help them overcome social anxiety and find their natural assertiveness through personality profiling. Alright, so the first one is, but they're still your parents. Now this one is prevalent across all cultures. It makes you feel irresponsible for having the feelings that you do. It almost feels like you're required and you're obligated to act a certain way no matter how your parents treat you. Now here's the thing, when you finally realize that your parents may have mistreated you, neglected you, or even abused you, and you want to take some action to take care of yourself, you might hear people saying, but they're still your parents, how could you do that? Now here's the thing, that statement could be received as, okay, you're being irresponsible and you're not being a good child, you're being disrespectful. But if you really think about it, that statement actually shows exactly how hard it is for people to grasp that some parents actually do mistreat their children and don't have their children's best interests at heart. It can be really hard to understand that there are actually parents out there that look at their child with annoyance and contempt. And when people say that they're still your parents, understand it's a representation of just how severe the problem is, that we so innately have this desire to love our parents and put them on a pedestal, and when they mistreat you, people who haven't experienced that almost literally cannot understand that they're actually parents like that. So next time you hear someone say, but they're still their parents, don't take offense because it shows the gravity of the problem. Now, number two is, but they've been hurt as well. Now, this is a key point when it comes to generational trauma. And generational trauma explains that the reason you're going through a lot of the trauma and the wounds that you did in childhood is because that's exactly what happened to your parents and your great-grandparents and your great-great-great-grandparents and all the way through. And that's what generational trauma is. But here's the thing. Understanding generational trauma should not be a reason you excuse your parents' behavior, and it shouldn't be an excuse to excusing your bad behavior as well. What it should be doing is allowing you to understand that it's nothing to do with you. It's not specific to you. You didn't deserve being treated that way. It has nothing to do with your worth or your value. It's simply something that has been carried forward for many, many generations. And that on its own should allow yourself to feel this sense of relief because it has nothing to do with your self-worth. The next time someone says, but they've been hurt themselves, you can respond by saying, but that doesn't excuse them for any bad actions. Same thing for me. I'm not supposed to be excused for any bad things I do or negative and unhealthy things I do because of my generational trauma that I've experienced. In fact, I've broken out of it. I'm taking initiative to break out of it, and that's the point. It's all about taking action, taking responsibility. And the last one is, but there's been so much worse, or I've gone through the same and I feel fine. And this one infuriates me because of just how ridiculous it is. When you feel pain or traumatized or hurt, you don't first stop to consider what others have gone through and then decide to calibrate how hurt you should feel. When your parents call you a burden, you don't first stop and think about your friends who possibly could have heard worse from their parents and then decide how hurt you should feel. That's not how it works. That's not how feelings work. You hear the words and you instantly feel the pain. And that's what sticks with you. It doesn't matter what others have gone through, or even if they've gone through the same thing and they feel fine. That's not how feelings work. You feel them, and then you have to accept them and navigate through them as they are, not try to rationalize them away through comparison. So next time you hear anyone says, well, there's been much worse, or I'm going through the same, or I've gone through the same and I feel fine, realize that they have no idea how trauma works and also have a really poor understanding of how feelings work as a whole. So those are some common insensitive remarks and how you should approach them. This type of work on helping you navigate through your emotions and uncover your roots and your personality structure so that you can overcome your anxiety and feel fully in control of yourself is exactly what I do in my one-on-one work. So if you're interested, feel free to book a strategy call with me. I'll leave the link in the description. I hope you found this video useful. I'll talk to you guys soon.